Welcome back, everybody, to more Final Fantasy VI, and happy Thursday to everybody watching. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I know a lot of people had a very negative week last week. Wasn't really able to touch base with a lot of them, but hopefully this has been a better week for you guys. For me, it's just been a busy one, but lighter. Now that I have BlizzCon behind me, now that I have that week behind me, I can focus on just getting back to a regular weekly schedule, and that's amazingly awesome for me. And also that I can look forward to the holiday, or yet another holiday happening next week, so that's going to be even better. Now, I hate to start things up on some good and bad news, but this is one of those things that I need to get out of the way, and I will also be making like a formal video on this too. But next week is Thanksgiving for I'm not sure what exact countries aside from the U.S. celebrate it, but in the U.S. it is Thanksgiving, and so at that point I will be celebrating with family. But the first question that I know a lot of people are already asking is, are you going to be taking another short vacation to celebrate Thanksgiving? Given that I knew about it last minute, probably not. I have an agenda set up for next week, and it will be recorded over the weekend. So at that point, well, over the weekend and into Monday. But yeah, so that will happen. So you guys can look forward to having videos up on the week of Thanksgiving. However, when we get to the last 2 weeks of December, this is pretty much like my family plans. This person, she was your friend? Sorry, I'm going to cut in here with dialogue here. Yeah, she was a piece of work. Nothing scared her. I think I'm settling on the Cockney or the Australian for censor. It just kind of works. Could be anything lurking down there, so keep your eyes peeled. So we are actually ready to enter Darrill's tomb, which is going to be a little dungeon in and of itself. But it's also like one of the coolest dungeons, in my opinion, in the entire game, just because of the blue flares and the not haunting feel to it, but very much a place of memory. So we can look forward to that. Anyway, so now that we got that out of the way, like I said, the last 2 weeks of December, I believe that's going to be December 19th through 23rd and December 26th through 30th. I will actually be taking a holiday vacation to spend time with family, to be able to get some rest, to be able to catch up on some of the things that maybe I don't have a whole lot of excess time for. So at that point, there will be no uploads those 2 weeks, just because I'm going to be on a holiday break. If there are uploads, it's going to be very sparse. Like, there might be a holiday video thanking you guys. I'm thinking about doing that. If I do a top 5 best games and worst games that I've played in the year, they'll likely show up on one of those weeks. But what I'm saying is like the weekly schedule, where there's two uploads a day, where you're going to get a regular Tale of Drak and a regular Final Fantasy VI video, if we're still on that. You get a regular God of War video. They will not happen. Just because I'm going to be on vacation. So at that point, hopefully that doesn't bug people, but, you know, as I stated the last break I took, I really need to also take care of myself in the process, and that's not an easy thing with a YouTube schedule. So I figure that this is probably as good a time as any to kick back, spend some time with family and friends, and be able to enjoy that part of my life, as well as be able to, if possible, provide you guys with an awesome product along the way. People might be wondering what I'm doing. There actually is a secret in Darrill's tomb, but you have to read all of the tombstones first. I wasn't sure if I actually needed to read them all, but you do, because you can't actually solve the puzzle if you haven't. And what could be so important? So a really powerful relic, the Experience Egg, is actually in Darrill's tomb. And given how much grinding I'm actually doing in the game, it would probably be in my best interest to have the Experience Egg so that I can get the grinding done faster. Especially since we are in the I want to say like either the second half or the end game portion, because the end game portion is recollecting all of my party members, getting them up to speed both in magic and in levels, and then going to confront Kefka. And there will be other events along the way, don't get me wrong, but we will have to go through all of this stuff in the process. So it's like an end game segment, kind of like what we did with the final weapons or the weapons of Anuo in Final Fantasy V, where we had to go through these separate dungeons. That's kind of where we're at in 6, is we're gathering up party members. We're also gathering up rare items so that we can be able to grind faster. Yay! We raised the water level, and I don't know when that was needed, but we needed it. Actually, I think we will come back, as I wasn't supposed to raise the water level just yet. So yeah, that's going to be a thing for the holidays. I hope people don't mind, but yeah, I'm going to be taking those 2 weeks off. There will be videos, but it's going to be very sparse, and it's just going to be because I want to be able to get together with you guys and just thank you for all of your contributions this year. So there's your forewarning before I make a video on it. As far as other things, well, gee, do I have any other immediate business to take care of? Probably not. Things are back to normal. So you guys can expect uploads for both my channel and Drak and Shadow. That's still happening. That's another thing I should clarify with the dates. This is just affecting my channel. Drak and Shadow will still have uploads going up that week, I believe, or those 2 weeks. So you will still have stuff on that end, but you won't have anything here. Just because I can set... Drak and Shadow's schedule is set up so in a way so that I can just get it out there, and it's very quick. Because again, we record videos en masse. We sit there with each game for about an hour and a half to be able to record some raw footage for you guys, and then I can edit it, and we can move forward. The reason that this affects my schedule more is because Tale of Drakfu is more of a weekly thing. I actually do need to record it during the week. And at that point, we also, like, the vlogs are also a thing that are on a week-to-week basis. So it's just easier to say, well, instead of just gut 80% of what the content that I provide on the channel, I'm just going to have a clear week. Because in some cases, I can literally have, like, Alex go into the uploads for Drak and Shadow. It's not that hard. So you will get videos for Drak and Shadow, I promise on that. It's just on my channel, there won't be any. And if there are, they will be very sparse, and there will not be a schedule to it. That being said, let's see, any other business I need to take care of? I don't think so. Oh, that, and so I'm actually happy to say that this Friday, this is another thing that needs to be kind of handled. Somebody was actually asking if the Heroes of the Storm videos were going to be coming back. And they are. Don't take that the wrong way. I have every intention of bringing the Heroes of the Storm videos back. But right now, I'm just trying to get everything else in between out there. So, like the Luke Cage vlogs, and try to get all of the winged dungeons and Dungeons of Drakfu's done and out of the way. So that's going to happen. It might be a little while longer because I need to finish up the Luke Cage vlogs. But also, I'm backed up on a lot of reviews, and so I finally decided that just to finish out the year, we're gonna start getting those reviews out. The reason that I've also been holding back is because I'm a kind of OCD in this regard. I want to be able to get you guys those reviews in order, and in some cases that's not really possible. Some games take longer than others. So what's going to happen is, this Friday, you are going to get my next review, and then each week, I'm going to have at least one review. That's going to be difficult, but a lot of the games that I'm backed up on don't take a whole lot of time or effort, so at that point, I will be able to pump out multiple reviews, especially if they're in the vlog format. With that, though, I also have been asked, how is the review format going to be next year? That's a harder question to answer because people are liking the vlog format, but people also like the formal format. And there are a couple of reasons why the formal format takes a little bit longer for me. I'm a very basic editor, so at that point it would be awesome if I had like a Barry from the Game Grumps to be able to help me out with it, but I do the best that I can with it. However, there are some games I actually feel like this year maybe didn't need to get the formal review treatment. I could have just vlogged it and been okay. So at that point, what's probably going to happen next year is a blending of the two. Like, I may save the big releases for getting a formal review of it. And then the what I consider to be the smaller releases will get more of a vlog. Vlogs are easier to put out, and also I get to be a little bit more myself with it. It's not as, like I said, it's not as formal. So at that point, I will tell you one thing. One thing is for certain. The amount of reviews that I'm going to tackle next year is going to be lessened. Not because I don't like you guys or anything like that, but this year's schedule for reviews got pretty dang hectic, and I got behind really quick. Granted, part of that was my fault, but also, well, all of it was my fault, because I literally had, like, there was a weekend there somewhere where I had 3 games coming out. And so, in some cases, 2 games coming out, and both of them took equal amounts of effort, which detracted from other things that I was doing. So I've just figured that if that happens, or not if that happens, but next year I'm going to lessen the review count. Some of those games that I may just go and enjoy personally, maybe I'll do a vlog on them at some point, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh, and actually, we can't go here because I'm actually going to realize this in a second, but this is closer to the final boss of Darrill's Tomb, and I haven't gotten the experience egg yet. So, we need to go and get it. With that being said, so back to what I was saying. Do I remember what I was saying? Yes. So, yeah, the reviews are going to happen, but it's going to be a significantly less schedule while I get more into trying to get these things out in a timely manner. Originally, I was tempted to say I am not going to do a more than like 2 reviews a month, but some months are lighter than others. So right now I'm taking a look at the schedule for next year, and we'll see how that works out. But all I can tell you is there will be less review videos. And also, when it comes to games that are going to take a ton of effort, I feel, and you guys are going to see this in the next couple of weeks, because there were a couple of RPGs that came out this year. I feel more check-in review is worthwhile, and it's more along the lines of I can get so many hours done, and then at that point I can tell you where I'm at with it, and as an additional rule, like whether or not I would continue with the game. Kind of like what I did with Xenoblade Chronicles X and... trying to think if I did that with anything else. Yeah, I think Xenoblade was the only one that I did it. So it's similar to that, where I'm going to be doing a review of everything that I've seen so far, and then with the added concept of, am I going to continue with it? Am I done? Like, is this not worth my time and effort? So at that point, it's an additional kind of review that we can do. Because I can already tell you, like, I Am Setsuna, because I haven't gotten that out yet, and I'm still technically, like, I've been playing it for quite a while now. I'm still technically not done, because I've been able to only put so much time into it. And then we have World of Final Fantasy. That's another one that's going to take a whole lot of time and effort. And Final Fantasy 15. Obviously, I can't do a final review for World of Warcraft Legion, because it's not done. We don't have all the patches out. So, I mean, these are going to be, like, check-in reviews. So that's going to be another thing that we're going to add to, like, the review docket. If I can't finish it within a certain amount of time, you're going to get a check-in. And whether or not I would continue, and if I do continue with it, then later on I will give you a final review. Or at least a second, like, check-in review. If it eventually, like, super pisses me off, and there we go, we found the experience egg. If it pisses me off later on, then maybe you'll just get another check-in review saying I'm not continuing after this point. But here's the score. That's what I'm at least hoping to be able to do to help out with the schedule and help get things out in a timely manner. I know a lot of people have been complaining that the reviews have taken forever, and you're right, they have, and that sucks. because that's not what I intended to do when I started reviews. So it's just one of those things I intend to fix next year, while I get out the remaining reviews this year and give you guys a top 5 best games and worst games of 2016. So that's the thing that's going to be happening. Back to what I was originally talking about, which kind of explains that. Is there going to be Heroes of the Storm? Abso-freaking-lutely. I want to get back into that game. In fact, I have other ideas for Blizzard games that I want to do. For crying out loud, we're coming up on Diablo's 20th anniversary. I would love to be able to do a Diablo playthrough with you guys. Not just for you, for me, too. I have not been able to play the original Diablo because, well, by the time I actually got my hands on the discs, I was on a Windows 7 PC, and now I'm on a Windows 10 PC. So, I'm frantically looking for ways to be able to make that work. And I would love if you guys have an idea of how to do it, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to be able to play those games. But Heroes is coming back. I just need to get all of this other excess stuff out of the way before I start up Heroes again. Heroes will be there. And new heroes will come and go. Or not go, but new heroes will come into play, and we'll eventually get to them. It's just I need to be able to get through this stuff first. And then we can start up with Heroes of the Storm again. Because I'm excited to be able to do that. People have also asked if I'm going to bring back Hearthstone. I don't know. Hearthstone on my channel has not necessarily gotten the best of views. So at that point, I would actually dare say Heroes has done better than Hearthstone on my channel. And it's probably because I'm not one of the Hearthstone pros or anything like that. At least that's my guess. So at that point, I don't know if it'll come back. But maybe. If you guys want it, you guys gotta ask for it. That's the bottom line. The other thing, too, that might happen is one of the games I'm excited for this holiday season is Stardew Valley on consoles. Only, I don't know if I want to do a full-on playthrough of, like a full-on Let's Play of Stardew Valley. It would take forever, I think. But I wouldn't mind doing kind of like what ProJared did with his videos, where he did like monthly check-ins on farms and stuff like that. That might be fun to be able to go do, and then you guys get to share in some of those more key moments in Stardew Valley. I think that's more of an advertisement than playing every day with you guys and trying to get through it. I think it would take forever to do that, and it probably wouldn't be as enjoyable for some. Because it's one of those things I've also noticed in the views, is the first Stardew Valley did fairly well, from what I can tell. And then as we got more videos, it started not doing so well. So at that point, maybe if we did monthly check-ins and just kind of put them all together, then that would work a little bit better. So that's going to happen. Heroes is coming back. I'm not sure about Hearthstone, but Diablo also is something I really, really want to do. Just to be able to do the story modes for Diablo 1, 2, and 3, that would be great. Maybe that would leave open a window to do a story mode for StarCraft. I don't know about Warcraft, because I would want to start at Warcraft 1, and I don't even think that's even remotely playable on Windows 10 PCs anymore. So, or on Windows 10 PCs, period. So I don't know if Warcraft's going to happen. Plus, I'm doing World of Warcraft. That's already a very big story. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a cough drop in my mouth because it's flu season and colds are everywhere. So yeah, tons of stuff is coming your way. I promise you that. I'm going to keep the 2 upload a week schedule starting next year, and we're going to be able to make that work. And I think that pretty much wraps up the business that I can take care of for the channel. Is that, yes, there will be videos for Thanksgiving. Half of December, there will not be videos. Hopefully that's not a bother. Reviews are coming back in a very different way and restructured, and we're going to make it work. And Heroes and all that stuff is coming back. If you want Hearthstone, you got to let me know. So there's plenty there. Usually this is also the time when I would do a check-in on games. I have not been able to play any of them. It's one of those things where I'm trying to clear up enough time at night so that maybe I can just go play like one of these games and start working on that list again. Because that list is still there, and I still want to be able to play these games just to be able to say that I did and give my opinions along the way. So at some point, you will start hearing back on that stuff. It's one of those things where I'm struggling just to get to the end of the year. And then at that point next year, we can restructure things. That's more what I'm planning on doing. I want to restructure for next year, and then I can maintain this pace for the next 2 months. I've obviously been doing it all year. But, you know, if I end up in the hospital, then you guys will know that too. That's the plan to not happen. That's what I'm trying to avoid by taking more breaks. So that's a good thing. And actually, we are getting really close to the end of Darrill's tomb. Oh, noes. So this is actually one of the worst, in my opinion, one of the worst status ailments of the game. One of them. And that is zombie. Because zombie basically makes your character uncontrollable, and they can just wail on... or they basically become an enemy in the fight. And they'll start wailing on your... yeah, you best be a zombie. So they'll start wailing on your party. And if they kill off the remaining people who aren't a zombie, it's an annihilated. So, yeah, it's even more frustrating in that regard. The other one is you best be frozen. I hate that one because to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever found a healing item for it. Your character is basically dead. Like perma-dead. You can't even Phoenix down him back. I hate you'd best be frozen. That's such an irritating thing to happen to your characters. So frustrating to me. And of course we got a monster in a box with a presenter. Ooh. What is in this present? I don't know. I think I'm just trying to figure... Yeah. I will magic cut this. No, never mind. I was just quickly checking out the strategy for the presenter, because I wanted to make sure I did it right. Which is basically all you have to do is cast Break, and you win. You can do... I believe you can do the Vanish Doom glitch on him, too, but... Well, this guy is severely weak against Break, as you can tell. So might as well go with that. Save some MP, so to speak. Woohoo! So what do we get out of that? We got a Dragon Claw, which we can actually put on Sabin. I believe it's one of the best weapons that Sabin can have. Since he, like, it's preferred that you keep Sabin with a claw of some kind. Let's go ahead and just re-optimize everybody. So I hope... So, in the meantime, I know that it's disappointing news to not have your video, or like the videos that you expect for 2 weeks happen, but it is the holidays, so I have a feeling a lot of people will be doing their own thing. I'd actually like to know in the comments below, what are you guys doing for your holiday season? Like, do you go and celebrate Christmas? Do you go and celebrate whatever? Do you go with family? Do you celebrate more with friends? That'd be an awesome thing to be able to talk about. I love hearing from you guys and the stories that you guys tend to tell me. Because sometimes you guys' stories, in comparison to mine, are just like, yours is way better than mine. I look like I live a boring life compared to you. And so I love those moments. Being able to hear you guys' stories. So I'd love to hear what you guys are doing for the holidays, and what you look forward to. And people have also been asking, like, what are we looking forward to for this holiday season? I've got that answer coming out to other videos, so don't worry about that. But basically, for games, I'm really only looking forward to Final Fantasy 15 and Stardew Valley on consoles. For movies, I'm looking forward to Fantastic Beasts and Rogue One, like everybody else is. There really isn't any other major stuff that I'm looking forward to than that. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Switch coming out next year, so that's definitely something I'm excited for. Darrill sleeps here, so this is actually where Darrill is entombed. But with that, we now need to take on her guardian, the mighty Dullahan. No, this is not do-da-da-da. No comments. No comments. She is not... That thing is not riding a motorcycle. But that's okay. He won't be up on the screen that much longer. She won't be up on the screen that much longer. Because I believe Doolahans were mostly female. Boom. Doom. Enjoy the afterlife. Cheater! Cheater! I don't care. The game allows for me to be able to do it, and in some cases, some of these bosses are so freaking hard, you might as well just do it. I mean, that's one of those things that I don't feel so bad about. But that's actually going to go ahead and do it for this week. So thank you guys so much for continuing to watch this this series of games. If you haven't, and you're looking for other things to be able to do, check out the other Final Fantasy games that I've played. And of course, I will see you guys next week for more Final Fantasy VI.